Hi, this is Floor from ReVamp and you're watching Fury TV. Okay, about the name, ReVamp. Indeed, it's right what you say. It's revamp literally means to redo, to renovate, or to put new energy into something. So for me, that was like a symbol of my career. Since After Forever stopped, I continue with my musical passion, and yeah, it kind of literally means it. And vamp more as indeed a strong woman in charge of her passion, not really like a slutty type or something like that, but or vampire, what some people think. I'm not into vampires that much, so it's indeed what you said, a vamp as in strong lady, and yeah, that's it. The Omega sign for me was, we already used it on the last After Forever CD, on the cover, where it was more referred to Om. As a symbol of energy, since a lot of lyrics on the last After Forever album was about energy, and it was like the visualization of energy. Then on Arjen Lucas's last Arjen album, I used it, that same Omega sign in front of my name. So that was the second time I used the symbol, and I kind of grew into liking it. And then when After Forever stopped, I even tattooed it on my wrist. You can see it, which became the symbol of everything that's good in music. And when I started thinking of a logo for ReVamp, the V of vamp could have also been, if you turn it upside down, as a, you know, as in the symbol. We tried it, but the people who designed it showed me a couple of options, and the one that they made with the higher points was much cooler than use it in the name. Else it looked like re and then amp or something, and with the symbol in it. I did want it in it because it became something to me like, okay, that's good in music, nothing more, nothing like this, the actual, what the actual symbol means, but yeah. Well, when After Forever stopped, I really needed a couple of months to think, okay, what's next? What do I want with my career? Do I want to start writing pop songs? Do I want to go into musicals? Do I want to sing opera? What, I can do a lot of things, so what do I want? But I really wanted metal, and then I started thinking, okay, how and what and when, and I really didn't want to come back with a band, but to start out with a band, I knew it would take more time than to start out with working on good songs with songwriters that know how to work, you know, yeah, that do songwriting for a living, or producers, and I wanted it to be heavy music, heavier than After Forever, still bombastic but more riff oriented, and I already thought of Joost from the book of After Forever, because he can be, he's a very versatile songwriter and musician and very professional. I feel comfortable with him, he's very reliable, so those were, you know, all good things for me to want to continue with. And at the same time, Waldemar Solrichter contacted me actually for something else. But I thought, hey, maybe, you know, he wants to work with me on writing heavy songs, and he did. So the three of us started working, and yeah, within a few months we wrote an entire album. With writing with Joost and me, with my vocals and his sound and my sound, could indeed result into a typical After Forever thing. But Sander, the guitarist of After Forever, was now Waldemar, and his distinctive sound really made the difference. And before we started writing, we really said, okay, these are the ingredients that we want, you know, not too similar to After Forever, heavier, more riff oriented, less bombastic. I wanted to explore yeah, my voice even more, especially the raw edge I never really found before. I use it now also live. So those were ingredients I knew would be different, even though you're in the same genre as with After Forever. I think the sound did become very different, and that was a challenge. I think I grew more into my role as a singer. I think, and I hope I do that with every album I make, even though this is not an After Forever album. I think also with every new album in my past, I try to grow into as a better songwriter, a better singer, a more versatile singer, and I guess the way I want to be seen is as a very versatile singer. You know, everybody has their typical things, and I hope that could be, you know, versatile for me. And also as a songwriter, it was a bigger challenge, first of all, to not make an album too similar to After Forever, but also to, because I wrote also instrumental stuff this time. Some songs really started out with me on my computer and piano, and started working on the songs and handed them over to Waldemar, and he was like, okay, now do your thing with it. You're a better guitar player, better keyboardist and arranger and producer. So that was very cool to do, and I hope that people can listen to this album with relatively fresh ears. You can spend a lot of time comparing this to After Forever, and then you'll find similarities and you'll find differences, but it's just a new band with familiar face or sound. And I think, you know, also if you don't know After Forever, ReVamp is ReVamp, so I think, you know, it would be cool to give it a sort of like a fresh start. Indeed, I have 3 guests on the album. First song starts with some extra growls from George from Orphanage, or Ex-Orphanage, and he, well, After Forever and Orphanage played together years and years ago, and I guess we always stayed in touch. And when Sander got his burnout with After Forever, George replaced him with his growls very often. And when Here's My Hell, that's the song where he growls on, was done, we really missed something without his voice. The part really asked for something heavier, a typical growl, and the first person I thought of was George. And George was very happy to do that, so he even joined us on stage last weekend, so that was cool. And Russell Allen is on Sweet Curse, a song that I wrote and finished with Waldemar and Joost. But already when I started working on it, I had a feeling it should be a duet. And I know Russell since we toured together with Star One, and we always stayed in touch as well. And a few years ago we sang on the Metal Christmas Symphony Festival in 2013 in Tilburg, and that was like, yes, we really should record something. The thought came to us again because our voices just mix so well. So when this song was done, I called him and asked if he wanted to join, and he was happy to. And with Disdain, the heaviest song I guess on the album, where Speed, or Björn Strid of Soilwork, joins us. Yeah, again a song that really demanded heavier voice that I could do so far, and nice to have a male, you know, opponent as a power opponent on that song. And yeah, the idea to ask him was, yeah, I'm a huge Soilwork fan, so I wasn't even sure if he you know, would he want to do that. And Nuclear Blast checked him, and the very same day I got a personal message from him on mail like, hey, cool song, cool voice, and sure, okay, great. So and it's fun because the song live, the heavier scream stuff, I find a way to do it now finally, because I've always been the clean, clear singer, but now I can do these growls and screams too. So live I can do Disdain myself. Well, to write the next album, it would be very nice if we could do that as a band. I can't really foresee the future. The end result's most important, but it's nice to grow into a good band. And you know, a good live musician doesn't necessarily need to be a good studio musician or a good songwriter. So let's hope they, you know, have these skills. I haven't had the chance to figure that part out yet. That's something we might grow into. I hope so.